macro level, where we're at right now, the OEMs are slowly ramping up production. That started just recently. In the plants, they're implementing their safety protocols to get the plants up and running. There will be supply chain interruptions. In order to produce the car, they've got to have their parts and their systems come in from different parts of the country, different parts of North America, different parts of the world. That's going to take some time. I think I saw where Ford shut down some production lines just recently because they didn't have seats for their trucks. So that's kind of on a macro level. On a micro level, the aftermarket guys are still really slow. The tooling and CapEx guys are still experiencing payment issues, collecting on their tooling payments. And then interesting on the lower end of the labor market, companies are having a hard time getting some of their people back. They're getting that $600 bonus bump on their unemployment. And the last I saw, that program runs through the end of July here in Michigan. So some of the middle market, business owners who have employees impacted by that, they're having trouble getting people back.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's tough to compete with free in terms of free money you get for being on unemployment if you don't have to come back. So yeah, I mean, that's just human nature. It's one of those unintended consequences of all the help, because they threw so much help at which they needed to. From every economist I've heard, that the government's really done what it was supposed to do to stop us from going into a tailspin in terms of the economy. And it looks like that's worked, but now we're going back to work. Now what? Yeah,
exactly. So, the sooner that the companies can get back to work, and it's just better for everybody. It's not, as you know, it's not a long-term plan for people to stay home and the government to send everybody checks.
Right, for sure. So what should companies be doing now? I mean, because again, this is unprecedented. I mean, we've had economic downturns. I mean, we've been through 9/11, we've been through the housing bubble, we've been through the tech bubble. So this is like, these unforeseen economic events aren't unheard of, but I would argue this one's pretty unique as well. So what should a company be doing right now going through this?
Yeah, they really need to dig in and to ensure their survival and their viability. What we're counseling clients is we're helping them put together weekly cash flows for the balance of the year. We're working with them. They need a strong vendor management program. So what that really means is you divide your creditors up and your suppliers up into critical, non-critical, and determine how much you can get to pay in order to keep your production lines running. We are pushing our clients to continue to reduce break-evens, even though on the front end we push them to furloughs and price payroll reductions, et cetera, to continue to do that. If the initial volumes aren't there, we're looking to consolidate some plants. So there's a lot. It's still a very serious time for survival and viability. In terms of access to new capital, I don't look at that as the primary solution. For those companies who are encouraged to find another lender from their current bank, there are non-bank lenders out there that they can take a look at that may provide additional capital for them on top of what they're already borrowed. But even that's no guarantee right now. Those guys, while they're hungry to provide those loans, their appetites are going to be determined based on the liquidation values of the equipment that they'd be financing, as well as the demand for the asset classes that they'd be financing. So that's out there, but it's not the first place I'd look. And I tell people, get help from professionals. This isn't a time to try and do it on your own. The companies need actionable results in a short period of time, and they need to protect their viability. Most middle market companies, their strength is in producing the widget. It's not in preparing a restructuring or turnaround plan.